Hello everyone, this is your host Durgesh Singh from Durgesh Singh Growth Mindset, and today we'll be discussing on a very special topic, spirituality and meditation. Like if you're new over here, I always create content regarding growth mindset. And growth mindset is not only for building business or relationship. Spirituality is also a very important sector of your life. And for that, I have an amazing guest with me. She's been working on spirituality and meditation and helping people to raise vibration, awakening, and a lot of things that we'll be discussing on. And please welcome my guest, Gill. Gil, thank you so very much for joining me and giving me this time. And I'm really honored and very happy to have you over here. How are you, Gil?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yes, an honor to be here too, Durgesh.
Thank you so much. So, Gil, first question is very obvious. How did you realize that this is your calling? And why did you or how did you choose this profession?
Okay, so what I actually am is a coach and a mentor and a facilitator. So I've branded myself as the modern day alchemist, and the alchemy is about turning something ordinary into something extraordinary. And oh, my cat's meowing. Excuse my cat. And for me, it's about turning people's what they feel is ordinary in themselves into something extraordinary that they can bring out in themselves and maybe into the world. And the reason I chose this as a profession is a very long journey of being in a very normal kind of UK, go to school, get your A levels, go to uni, get a proper professional job, and work, and get frazzled in the process, and have a whole set of values that you need: the handbags, the cars, the houses, to be important, or to be worthy, or to have that sense of achievement. And I was on that path of pushing myself until I had this huge spiritual awakening, and my whole life imploded, and every aspect of my life, my family, my finances, my house, my love life, all of it, every single aspect of my life kind of went wrong, disappeared. Like one catalyst of events after another caused a huge impact. It was like the dominoes, the dominoes go boom, 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 everything falls apart. And that was my breakdown in order to have a breakthrough moment, because I was pushing myself too hard. So what I've then decided is to help people not to do what I did. So find ways for people to value themselves higher than their possessions, or value themselves higher than their status, or value themselves higher than having to push, so that they are in flow state. So they're in a profession and a job that they love, so they have the confidence to work for themselves and make their dreams come true and live a life that they love, and not do it the hard way. Because what happens is, if you're not in alignment with your purpose, your soul goes, right, you're not listening to me. This isn't the life you chose. You chose a good life. You chose a happy life. You chose joy. These things are not going to get you happiness and joy. I'm going to hit you hard. I'm going to slap you around the face until you listen. This isn't the good life. You're lying to yourself.
Oh my God.
And that's what happens. Your soul wants a different experience than the one you're giving yourself, and it will literally slap you. If you don't listen to the whisper, it starts screaming at you. And then some random things happen in your life to make you wake up, and they can be very gentle, or they can be very big. And it's not until you have those realizations that you start doing something about it, and you go, oh, why is this happening to me? I don't deserve it. It's happening because some level you created it.
Yes.
And it's like, that's what spiritual awakening is all about, you see, which I'm sure you know. So that's why I've chosen do this to help people in a soft, nice, natural, new way of getting perspectives, new way of having realizations kind of way.
Wow, that was
And the
amazing.
cat's
Totally.
meowing again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that was amazing. Seriously, it was so, heartwarming, touching. Most of you can, most of people can connect from you. They are also in the same position in the ratless life. Just doing the work, but really not having that fulfillment. And that was amazing. So, with that, I also want to ask you, what were some of the most amazing or scary, whatever you can say, spiritual experience that you had in your life?
So when I had my kind of breakdown, which was my breakthrough, I went through a massive process of finding psychic trainers, healers. Come on, sorry, the cat keeps meowing. And I found a lot of people that I needed to know a different way. I needed to know, I did psychology at A level and that wasn't enough. Psychology isn't enough unless it's Carl Jung theory. Apart from that, I'm a bit dubious. I mean, it gets you so far, but you have to be aware of consciousness. You have to be aware of your shadow self. You have to be aware of your inner child. You have to be aware of your ego. You have to know all of these things. And so I went on a massive search. And I practiced shamanism. I did angelic Reiki, normal Reiki, another healing modality called transference healing. Then I did for 18 months a method called experiential healing, which is about trauma release and connecting with past lives and guides and all of these things. So what one might consider for me is very ordinary, other people would probably think was completely out there. So my first scary experience when I was healing clients were it was on a Zoom call like this, and I was there doing an experiential healing method. So the guy, his issue was, sorry about the cats, his issue was he had no confidence in his job, and he felt that his father judged him and didn't appreciate him, and no matter what he did, it wasn't good enough. And he, whether it was conscious or subconscious, he was always trying to make his father happy rather than making himself happy. So he would put the needs of what he perceived his father's standards on himself and expectations on himself. And we were in a healing process, and sorry, the cat. And then the scariest bit came when the whole screen went black, and there started being different shapes on the screen, and it blew between me and him, because we went back through his ancestral line to his father. Wow. In the process to his granddad, in the process to his granddad. And there was so much rage and judgment through the whole ancestral line of the family because of expectations and standards, that it had built up in this energy of rage. And what happened was, in my own house, a table flew over and the 4 crystals were on the table, split in half. And I wasn't even in the same side of the country as him, but I channeled out of his family lineage his rage of this whole family not being good enough, not being good enough, not being good enough, from the expectations of the family and the father. And it just went boom. And I was like, oh my God, something's just happened upstairs. So this table was on the floor, turned over like it was a round table, a bedside table, flipped over, crystals are cracked, the vase with all the flowers on, all over the floor. And I was like, what the heck was that? And I spoke to my guide, my coach at the time, and he said, the crystals took the energy for you. So they had to find somewhere in the house to cleanse that energy to support your client, rather than me taking it. And interestingly, because everything is a vibrational match, it was a vibrational match for my family rage as well. So I got the healing at the same time. because my dad, I never felt that I was good enough. He never felt he was good enough. His dad was full of anger and rage and used to beat him and all of these things. And, you know, he was terrified of his dad. I was quite scared of my dad. He never beat me, but I was like, whoa, all right, you know. So it was, the crystals took the rage. So that's my probably one of my favorite stories of how energy works, and it's just fascinating. I've got more, but I don't know how many you want.
Oh my God, that was amazing. I literally have goosebumps over here. Like that was, I mean, that was so really scaring. I mean, how did you handle that?
So it was really scary, and my coach wasn't available at the time, and I didn't know how to stop it. So how I stopped it, so the house was full of this rage, and I got out my angelic Reiki books and I was like, right, cleanse the energy of the house. No, that didn't work. And I could still feel this rage in the air because it was there. So what I had to do was give it love. I had to send the rage love. And I had to love the rage, and I had to ask my client to send the rage love and send everybody love. And then in the situation, so all of the grandparents down the ancestral line, and it just healed it, and it went from catastrophic rage in the house to back to normal.
Wow.
And that's it. And that's why people worry about demons and bad energy and poltergeist and all of those things, and all you need to do is send it love.
Oh wow, I'm still having goosebumps. Okay. So, the next thing that I want to ask, as you said, his parents or your parents were not, so much, they were not very happy with themselves, and so they projected the same with you. The same is India, especially with the culture, the Asian culture. Let's talk about Asian culture. There are a lot of expectation. We stay with family when we grow up, and that is okay. We are okay with that, but there's a lot of expectation and so much, and we are also often blamed, like if you don't listen to them, and we have our own opinion regarding, like, and they do all this. So how does that affect our subconscious mind, and especially the energy part? How does that affect that?
Okay, so we develop what we call a subconscious program, or our shadow self. So the shadow is hidden beneath. It's the bit that we repress, the bit that we choose not to see. So for example, someone who is very insecure, you might think has got a massive ego because they're showing off all the time, and they've got this and they've got that and they've got this, but that's actually a safety mechanism because they feel insecure about other things, about their connection with themselves. And the shadow is the bit, the insecurity that they're hiding with all the flamboyance on the top. So there's always there's a polarized opposite generally of how these things affect us. And we basically make decisions about ourselves in split seconds that can create a pattern of experience over and over again in our lives. So for example, I did some healing with another person, and I went into a situation when I was 3 years old, and I was walking in the park, and I remember my dad got me an ice cream and I dropped it on the floor. So I had this amazing ice cream and dropped it on the floor, and he shouted at me. He was like, I just bought you that ice cream, you're wasting it, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, so I made all of these decisions. I was stupid. I upset my dad. I have to be careful all the time. I don't deserve ice cream. All of these things. And I've made these subconscious programs about not feeling, whoa, sorry, the cat again, not feeling good enough.
No problem.
She's determined to change our state today. She really wants to go out. Okay, so so I made all these decisions, but they were buried deep in me, but they were going on throughout my life. So it got to the point when I was, say, at school, and I was looking for a relationship, and I was really attracted to loads of men. On the surface, I was very communicative. very a good catch, you know, intelligent, emotional, fun, funny, confident. Underneath, I'm not worthy. I'm stupid. I don't deserve. I'm not good enough. So what happened to me? I ended up going out with men that beat me up.
Yeah.
I had men that beat me because of that. You know, because of the, you know, and it just empowered over years and years and years. So I had to unravel all of that. I know I don't deserve to be beaten up. That is not on, and I will never ever allow a man, even in my, like, I can smell a man that's got anger and aggression problems now from a mile away, and they won't come near me. But to be honest with you, a man who has anger and aggression problems is mostly learned behavior from his childhood anyway.
Yeah.
Because he probably got beaten up, you know? So in a way, there's no judgment around that. It's just he has to find a path to find his anger and not take it out on someone else.
Yes.
You know, the man there, the guys that beating me up had a very traumatic childhood. He didn't know who his dad was. He used to get beaten up by his mum and all sorts of things. So it was again an energetic match.
We are very quick in judging people, and with that story I really realized that we should really not judge. Even if somebody is doing something wrong, maybe it's not their fault, maybe it's in their subconscious mind that is making them do this. And wow, hats off to you. I'm really amazed how you came up with all that. And amazing, that was amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. I know that must have been very personal, but I'm really very thank you for sharing that. So again, most people, this is the age of information. There are a lot of information built every single day and on the internet and everybody. And because of that, there are a lot of wrong information as well. Now, because since you're an expert, how will you define spirituality, and do you believe that it's different from religion, and how will you separate these two things if they are different, spirituality and religion?
Okay, so spirituality, yeah, big subjects. I will narrow it down in my own experience, and anyone listening to this, they can take it or leave it. This is just my version of my map of the world. Okay, so spirituality is about one love, one universe, one God, one source of energy, and we're all in it. There are different consciousnesses. Okay, so there's collective consciousnesses here, there, and everywhere. So for example, in the UK, most people, the majority energy was Christian. Maybe pretty much Christian is still the majority energy. So they believe that there's God and Jesus, and the Bible is their book.
Yes.
To live by. For me, the Bible is a book written by humans based on channeling of energy.
Yes.
From the Christ consciousness. So the consciousness of Christ, which is of unconditional love. But the book itself has filters and projections from those people that wrote it, their own filters, their own projections, their own life experience, their own, how they see the world.
Yes.
And the religion was trying to keep people safe, but it was also trying to keep people in control. So they judge, if you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. That's not what unconditional love is about. That is not what the Christ consciousness is about. I do believe there was a Jesus, and I believe he was the channel of the Christ consciousness. So I don't know if you've heard of Abraham Hicks. Have you heard of The Secret and the Law of Attraction?
Yes. Law of attraction.
So I believe Esther Hicks is the same as Jesus in the fact that she is channeling a consciousness.
Yes. Wow.
So Abraham is the consciousness that she channels. Jesus was the channel for the Christ consciousness. So he was a very special person who's now in enlightenment and a being in his own right. But religion is written by people, and it's been used to manipulate and not. We are more awake now. We are more awakening, so we can take what is good and we can leave what isn't good for us. We don't have to judge ourselves harshly, because everything does happen for a reason, and we're here to grow and learn. And for me, justice doesn't have to be a punishment, as long as the people grow and learn from stuff. You know, everyone has their own story, everyone has their own DNA, everyone has their own coding. No one chose to be a narcissist, or they didn't come on the earth to do. They chose before they came here to have this human experience, whether it's good or bad in people's eyes, and then it's how that's then dealt with, which is the spiritual experience. And actually, the biggest part of being spiritual is showing humility. So showing humility to anybody, regardless of religion, regardless of anything. It's just, okay, they're a human being. They're struggling, or they're suffering, or they made a mistake, or they're certainly not going to hell. It's just not happening. That's not how it works. We have karma. So yes, we might be stuck in a karmic loop with someone on different lives, but we certainly don't get stuck in hell and purgatory forever and ever. It doesn't work like that, because energy is always moving.
Yes.
So that's from my perspective of that religion. But I do believe that there are gods and deities and different energies for different people, because the collective consciousness has those, but it's all one. We're all versions of one.
Wow. Yes, that is so amazing. Yeah, I mean, perfectly described that. And even in like personally, I would say again, in our culture, it's there in Bhagavad Gita, and it's there in most religious texts, that we all go to one person, and not one person, I would say, we all go and get, after our death, we all go and get into him, whoever that higher power is. We all, meet him, and it's all one. It's not just separate. They are not two. It's not you and me. It's all we. So that's amazing and very right. So one of my followers, I posted this on Instagram, that I'm going to have an interview with you. So one of my followers had this question. The question is, we don't have to go to Himalaya to become spiritual person, right? So what are the few steps that we can take in our day-to-day life to be more spiritual and take that path?
Okay, so it's about being the nicest, most kind, compassionate person you can be, especially to yourself. So yes, it's all very well going to be really spiritual, but actually it's believing in peace and giving yourself serenity and giving yourself calm, and being just a lovely person who's following their heart, and to let go of all judgment of everybody else, and especially yourself. And if you want to get tools and techniques, and you want to follow some kind of healing modalities and open up your spiritual gifts and go through the ascension process, do that 100%, because it makes you more self-aware. And when you're more self-aware, you're empowering yourself to be all of those things, and to understand your subconscious programs, or come to someone like me and I'll help you move them on. But the number one thing is to be kind and compassionate to yourself, and show humility to everybody, and not be shrouded by judgment of others, and just decide who you are, what you stand for, what your values are, what you like in life, what you really would like to do. And if you don't know 100% what that is, just try it for an experiment, and just journal every day about what your intentions are for that day, and you will grow and grow and grow and grow. And talk to yourself more. Don't just keep asking questions as well.
Wow.
Don't take things on face value.
Yeah, those are really simple and day-to-day steps. Thank you so much for that. And again, so uh, one more is like meditation. Meditation is also very good way of coming to this path, spirituality. So what are the benefits of meditation, like, and not just it gives you focus and all, like some spiritual benefits of meditation?
Well, I mean, getting focus is a kind of spiritual benefit because it means that your mind isn't wandering all over the place. For me, when I hold meditations, I hold them on the full moon and the new moon, so they're very much connected with the energy that is going around the earth. And we work with the planetary energy, so we set the intentions before to release everything that's happened in the last month, so that we're acknowledging it and growing, and we actually feel the energy. And from a spiritual perspective, we work very much with what beings and guides are around in that moment. So the meditations that I hold in my membership and online are very deep, spiritually activating experiences that make you feel that you are connected with everything that is in the earth and everything that is in the universe. On a much more simple level, learning meditation yourself, and a very small guided meditation, the one that I'm doing, for example, in Raise the Vibe Live, the movement that I've got coming on now, is an 11-minute process for beginners, just to get out of their busy minds so that they feel calmer, they feel lighter. And you can get into two states very simply. There's one which is the bliss state, which is very blissful, and your head goes from here to here and everything is soothed and relaxed. And then you can go into creator state, which is when you go into your zone of genius, and you're connecting with your higher self, and your heart and your soul are all flowing through. So that's when you get to create things. So you are bringing your gifts to the world because you're in those states, because you're not stuck in your head that's going, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? What about this? What if it goes wrong? Those kinds of things. So meditation for me, this is why I've created this 11-minute process, is because I can literally shift people from, sorry about the cat again, shift people from feeling stressed into this space of genius in 11 minutes if they keep practicing. And the practice that I've created is about body, it's about breath work, it works with the central nervous system, the vagus nerve, it brings joy in, and it's a very simple mantra meditation plus some extra bits, so that it's a learning process of relearning how to connect with yourself, connect with your soul, connect with your heart, and that helps you connect with other people as well.
Wow, that is amazing. And yes, I this meditation is free, right? And it's for everybody. Everybody can join from across the globe. Yeah.
Yes, on absolutely, in Raise the Vibe Live. So it's I'll give you the link actually. So if any of your followers would like to join, they are more than happy. I talk a lot slower when I'm teaching meditation, so I bring their vibe right down, their flow. So we're in our heart space, and I talk a bit more like this, and then we go into a space. So Raise the Vibe Live, I'm going to speak in my meditation voice now, is very very, very good for just completely chilling out. And I've forgotten what you said now, because I just went into a different headspace for a minute. What was your actual question?
Yeah, no problem. I was saying that it's for everybody. So yeah, whoever is watching this, the link is in the description. You can easily go and sign up there, and it's free meditation and just for 11 minutes. In one of my last guests said this, that if you don't have time to meditate for 10 minutes, you should probably do it for 20 minutes, because there are a lot nonsense going in your head. So this is something amazing that you're
Yeah.
absolutely getting for free for 11 minutes, just 11 minutes of your time, your day. And it's amazing. And I have already signed up, so please go and sign up right now. Okay, the link is in the description. So yeah, I would also like to tell my audience that whoever is watching this, whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on podcast, Please take this screenshot, tag both of us, and share it on the social media. Tag both of us. We'd like to hear from you. Okay. Yes, Jill, please go on.
I was going to say that I do actually offer some coaching in the Raise the Vibe Live too. So if anyone would like to discuss anything further that we've talked about today, or anything about their stuff, I'm more than happy to open that up as well, because I am here to help. You know, I don't want people to do it the hard way. I want people to find the easy way through.
Yes, yes, yes. We definitely understand. So my next question is, how can we connect to our spiritual guidance or to the higher power, to seek a help? Most people have this breathing process or going theta level or something. What is there any some of your method that we can use in day-to-day life to, seek answers or something?
Yeah. Yes. Asking it is given, so you're asking and it is naturally given. However, if you want to do it on a more spiritual level, it is inner work. So it is a different kind of work. It's work in the most subtlest ways, but you can go into meditative state. One of the processes that I teach is just doing a mantra over and over again. I'm light, I'm light, I'm light, I'm light. And you just say, I'm light, I'm light, I'm light for about 5 minutes, and you get into a different zone. And then you can ask, or you can use your imagination. For example, you've got your eyes closed, you've said I'm light for 5 minutes, you're feeling all warm and fuzzy inside, and then you just imagine yourself in a white room, and you imagine on the other side of the room is a guide, and you just picture them, and then you literally just ask them. So you're intending and you're showing and you're imagining it to work, and then you ask them for guidance on something, or you ask them for the clue about something. Or the other thing is that you can say, I'm not very well at the moment. I can't stop smoking. I can't stop drinking. I can't stop thinking about this person, although I know they're no good for me. And you imagine in this room that all of the answers are in different boxes on shelves. And then you just go and you say, show me to the box that's going to give me the answers to this. And you walk over and you pull the box out energetically, and then you just bring it into your body. And you say, I'm so truly thankful and grateful for this information and divine wisdom. And you just hold it in, and you just be really grateful for that connection. And then that feels like you've achieved it. Even doing it now, I can feel that people that will do that, a lot of people that will do that in this space, and they can do it where I'm saying it, they will feel that divine connection. So just even being in this space is enough, because of my ability to hold space and connect people. The intention will be, people will be getting connections from that, and they'll start sensing and feeling more around what happens. Wow. And then the next couple of days, the synchronicities will happen, the wisdom will come, the person, for example, will be showing their true colors, or give you an opportunity to walk away, or they'll watch out for signs. Always ask everything. What's that? Why is that? What's happening? Why is that affecting me? Why am I getting triggered? What do I do differently this time? And then the connection grows, because you're connecting with your higher self, and and then you'll just know if there's beings or guides around you, because you'll feel them. It'll feel a bit like there's something coming over. When you think there's someone in the room, and there isn't, but they are, but they're in a different dimension. They're in the 4th or the 5th or the 6th dimension. So they're here, but you can't see them in this reality.
Wow.
Or maybe you can.
That was amazing, and thanks for bringing that up, because you actually recalled. You have to recall me something, and I'd like to share one of my experience and also ask certain question regarding that. It's around 4 years ago. I was constantly working for a long period of time, like for few months. I was constantly working, no off, nothing. And then I decided to take 3 days off. And the first day I decided, like, the place where I live, there are mountains nearby, so I decided to go to mountains with my friend. And in the morning I have a meditation routine, so I was meditating and I could clearly hear a voice while meditating: don't go, don't go, don't go. And it was very clear and vivid. And I just woke up and, like, who was that? And I was like, let me see what happens. I just said that. I mean, I wasn't very. This was first time for me. I was like, let's see what happens. And I forgot. I went. Everything was fine. I came back, and the next 2 days I decided I'll stay home and do nothing. I was, very tired, so I just wanted to stay home and do nothing. So I did not go out. The third day, my friend called me that they have come from outside. They have visited to my place, so come and meet us. So I was like, okay, fine. And when I got ready, I wasn't able to find my wallet. I wasn't able to find my wallet. And I was like, I did not go out from 2 days. So where did it go? And it had money, it had a check, it had debit card, credit card. And I just recall, oh my God, I lost it when I went to the hills. I lost it then. And also I recall that when I went to the hills, whatever we planned, that did not happen. We planned to go to the rivers and so much fun. But while we were going, the rain started pouring, and it's heavy rain over here, so the mountains get very dangerous, landslide and all. So we couldn't go there. We just sat near, there was a place. We sat there and just had whatever we bought. We ate that and we came back. So it wasn't as fun as I decided. And 2 days later I recalled that
Yeah.
message, and I'm trying to connect to that, I don't know, sixth sense. And so, what was that, and how can I reconnect? Or anybody who has experienced such experience, how can they reconnect to such things?
So that was the first part, or one of the parts of your awakening processes. So you were probably half asleep and half awake. The intuition, which is connected with our higher self and our hearts, is the most subtle whisper and the first thing that you hear. And then the brain takes over. So your intuition is on all the time, but then your brain takes over. So it's about getting into those calm spaces and feeling and asking your body for answers. So connecting with your body. How does this make me feel? Do I feel restrictive or expansive? And is my heart going like this, or is my heart going like that? Is my throat going or like that? Do I suddenly feel restricted in my throat? Do I feel happy? Does being around people make me feel tired or worn out? Or am I giving too much? Or am I trying too hard? Or are they, it's the silence that you will find all the answers in. So by listening more and not talking so much in here and here, you will hear your intuition more, and getting into those calm states and turning off electronic devices and just being in the stillness of your own self. Okay. And it will just come and ask your guides to talk to you more, ask your gifts to be turned on, commit to it. So the biggest thing that people don't do in this sort of online generation that we're getting, especially with all the, not even going to say the C word, that's happening at the moment, is they don't commit, and they're not accountable, because there's so much. You can do a course on this and a course on that and a course on this and a course on that. It's about actually doing one thing and committing to it to the end, and that will be where the growth comes, because most of the growth actually comes from the commitment to something rather than the thing itself. So for example, I used to drink alcohol, and I used to be a party girl. I used to drink. I could drink tequila till the sun came up. And what I did was stop for a whole year. I committed to 365 days of no alcohol. And the commitment of that was one of the biggest changes in my life, because alcohol is noise.
Yeah.
It also creates negative energy. So if you imagine you have this white shiny aura,
Yeah.
when you have alcohol in your body, you have shadows and pockets. So you're calling in negativity, and then your aura has this sort of shadow in, because you're not being yourself, you're sabotaging yourself, you're making bad decisions, you're allowing yourself to be loose, you're using something to hide or to change your identity so that you're not yourself. You're not being true to yourself with alcohol. And I'm not saying don't have a glass of wine with dinner or have a couple of drinks, but if you have no alcohol, or you just have a bit, you're much better than if you're drinking, because the party scene is full of shadow, it's full of ego, it's full of instant gratification. It's surface, it's not, there's no depth to it. So the more you can not be in that, the more you will connect with your inner self, and you will then attract people that are in the same mode, and then you'll start getting more psychic, you'll start getting more connected, you'll start getting more aware, you'll be picking up the phone before it even rings because you know that they're ringing, and your the energy intention goes where energy flows. But with those people, you're going to have these pockets of darkness and shadow, because there's other things that they're committed to, which is not healthy. So it's the commitment to the good for you, I would say.
Oh. That is amazing, seriously. And yeah, true, alcohol and all this, people usually, they're actually trying to run away from life rather than actually getting in and getting inside, deep inside, and trying to appreciate and be more conscious. So I also have this personal question that I always wanted to ask some spiritual leader. So I would ask you. I know that this is not me. This is my body. I'm not my body. I'm not this mind. I'm something greater. But whatever that is, what is my status in front of God? How does God look upon to me?
So I would say God is a divine intelligence, or God is source energy. So God is all encompassing. So God isn't a he person or a thing that's looking at you. God is a connection, and you are a connection of, and you are one with, and you are all part of this infinite flowing energy, and we're just an extension of, in our little humanness, creating and evolving in that way. So yeah, I don't see it as someone looking upon me, or a masculine or a feminine. It just is the whole infinite abundance of love, and the human experience here on earth, I believe, is the contrast of love and fear, and light and dark, and getting out of feeling that we're enslaved by something, so that we can be really out of restriction. And I believe that everything that's happening on the planet right now is to blast away all of the old systems. So it's becoming more and more obvious that the way the governments are doing things and everything aren't working. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next year, to how we are all becoming one by letting go of all the old ways, because they're not working. The people are too awake now to be controlled, and and all of that. So we'll see how it all works, because I honestly think that the oneness of self and the oneness on this planet is about unifying as one on this planet, not having hierarchy, not having light and dark, not having people at the top and people at the bottom. It's everything is coming together, and that's what I truly believe is the energy, is the God, is the source, is the divine intelligence, is the wisdom of being a human right now in 2020, 2021, whenever you're going to watch this video. But that's that's what that's what's happening over this next 10 years, will be unification, old systems being shown up for they're not working anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and you're right. People are actually getting more awakening. They have understanding of all these things, and so there's a lot, changes going on across the globe, and people are really considering spirituality, and all of these things are really coming a lot. So because it's coming a lot, people really need guidance. So, Jill, how can my audience connect with you?
So I've got a website which is gillkirkham.com, so you'll put it underneath, won't
Yes.
you? I also have a membership site which I will be opening. The doors will open every 3 months. It's called the Luminous Collective. So that is for anybody who is on their awakening journey. They understand that they want to be in activation meditations to help them ascend, but also to have some coaching from me to help them just maneuver through their life. And it's a really lovely, warm community. There's all genders in there. It is predominantly women, but I want to bring some men in as well. We've got a few. So also I'm going to be offering the full moon meditations, just a very low price, because I want to get as many people in as possible, just as one-off, like £11 or something every single full moon, so that as many people from across the world can have those meditations and then keep them. So if they can't come onto the live, if they pay in advance, they can simply have it sent to their inbox, and then the moment they wake up, say if they're in India, they can feel the energy, because there's always a gateway of about 48 hours of that energy. So they can do the whole experience on their own if they can't do it in
Live session.
in the time that
Yeah.
live session. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes. So whoever is watching this, all the links are in the description. You can go sign up, and don't forget to sign up for the free meditation, which is from 30th November, right? From 30th November for
Yeah.
5 days. So please go and sign up.
Yeah.
Do sign up. I have signed up, so go and sign up. It's amazing, and it's all free, and just 11 minutes. That's it. So, Gil, thank you so much. The last question that I want to ask is, what is one growth mindset, hack, tip, or habit that you follow in your life and you would like to share with my audience?
Okay. So many. The growth mindset. So it's to set intentions every day, not just goals. So it's about getting into trust. So if you feel that you are in overwhelm or anxiety or anything like that, it's not about you're working too hard, it's that you don't trust yourself. So it's how can I trust more? It's that you're not trusting that the outcomes are going to be okay. It's that you're not trusting that the outcomes are going to be suitable, good enough, going back to the expectations of the family. So that's when you get overwhelmed. So for me, the commitment to setting intentions that I am going to be kind to myself today. I'm going to have a miracle in my life today. My new client is going to walk in the door today, and just feel that and embody that. And not about goals, right? I'm going to make £10,000 today. No, I intend to feel good today. That for me, the money will come. As long as you're in your power, as long as you're feeling you're doing the best job you can and you're serving the people, and you sit there and you like, how do I best serve these people and what is the value to them? And then you just do it and you let it go, and you don't worry about it, and you charge what you want to charge, and you value yourself highly, and just do it, and then just be back into the intentions rather than goals, push. That would be a nice one. So be in trust, and then you'll get more in trust, because you'll see these things happening. You'll see the synchronicities. I need someone to help me with my, yesterday I was like, right, I've got a social media lady, I've got a video person, I've got a tech lady. I need a PA, I need a VA, I need someone that's going to manage my appointments, because it's all on Acuity, but it's not quite working properly. First thing in my inbox this morning, a lady offering me VA services, you know. So, it's that kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
So I was like, I intend to get a really good VA. Right, okay, there she is.
Yes. So the first thing is we should act from our intentions rather than, just doing something. That was amazing, amazing hack. Thank you so much, Gil, once again. And I'm really very happy, honored to have you on my show and looking forward again to meeting in future. And thank you so, so very much. So whoever watching this again on YouTube or listening on podcast, any podcast platform, take this screenshot, share it on social media, do tag both of us. I really we both will love to hear from you, see you. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe her channel and subscribe the meditation link. Thank you so much. See you next Saturday.